Rain soaked through my jacket the moment I stepped outside, and that's when her text appeared. We've replaced every lock. You don't live here anymore. Let's see how bold you are now, Hannah. My fingers didn't go numb from the cold. They went numb from the clean, surgical shock that emptied me from the inside out. I didn't cry, didn't argue. I just stared at the words glowing through raindrops sliding across the screen, as if my mother herself were dragging her fingertips across each letter. 2 days later, an email arrived from their attorney. We need to speak. Immediately, that was when I exhaled for the first time in months, because I knew my plan had landed exactly where it needed to. But stories like mine don't start at the beginning. They start in the middle, where things first crack. Growing up, my mother's voice felt like shelter, firm, instructive, threaded with confidence. She taught me how to tie my laces, comb my hair, and pretend everything was fine even when it wasn't. My father drifted around her like a quiet orbit, present, but never disruptive. For a long time, I mistook their control for love. Eventually, I learned the difference. Love doesn't treat your movements like a checklist. Love doesn't monitor you like a project. Love doesn't bolt doors behind you. It began small. A missing birth certificate. A hushed conversation that evaporated when I walked in. The accountant they trusted, who somehow always forgot to send me my own financial reports. Then came the Tuesday that changed everything. I had left my laptop on the counter for just 10 minutes. When I returned, it was open, an email draft blinking with a message addressed to someone I didn't know. My mother's name sat in the search bar. The sent folder was empty. I didn't panic. I observed. I listened. I waited. 2 days later, I found it, buried in cloud storage, forgotten after she tried to delete it. A document outlining their step-by-step plan. Remove me from the house. Cut me out of accounts. Petition to take over medical decisions in case of unstable behavior. In her handwriting, if she resists, escalate. Do not let her control anything. She didn't simply want distance from me. She wanted to erase me entirely. Most people fall apart when betrayal stands as close. I didn't. I became exact. I dissected everything. Emails, financial statements, legal drafts. I studied the tactics they relied on, the cracks they never imagined I'd see. An entire time I gathered proof. Screenshots, audio clips, inconsistencies in signatures. A hidden folder labeled June flowers that had nothing pretty inside it. I kept my distance. I let them believe they were winning. Then I made my first move. I contacted their lawyer through an anonymous whistleblower clause he probably forgot existed. After that, I sent the accountant copies of the forged documents with a single message. Choose correctly. He answered in 6 minutes. The unraveling began instantly. I filed my own legal updates, changed my residence, protected every account, blocked every backdoor they tried to use. And then, the final strike, they never expected me to take control of the trust they tried to quietly absorb. But I did, legally, permanently, without a single word to them. I waited for their panic. It arrived at 11:04 p.m. We changed all the locks. I stared at the message the way someone admires a gift they wrapped themselves. They thought they were pushing me out. They didn't know they had just handed me proof. 2 days later, their attorney finally reached me. His voice trembled. Hannah, they're under investigation. Fraud. Their accounts are frozen. The trust is registered entirely under your name. They want to know what you did. I didn't do anything wrong, I said. I protected myself. There was a long silence. The sound a person makes when they realize the ground has already opened beneath their feet. They tried to take my home. They never realized I had dismantled theirs first. When I finally saw my mother again, standing in the courthouse hallway, she looked small, not weak, just stripped of certainty. She opened her mouth, maybe to accuse me, maybe to beg. I walked past without slowing. Not everyone deserves closure, especially those who scorch your life and call it discipline. And now, when I step into my own apartment, turn my own key, lock my own door, I remember her message. Let's see how brave you are now. Every time I smile, she should have known. There's nothing more dangerous than a child who learns quietly,